Today, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's a special New Year's Day edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Kyler Murray and the Houston Texans taking on Kenny Pickett and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They'll be led out by the rookie who played his college ball for the Pitt Panthers. So that's Kenny Pickett.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. A pretty big opening there on first down. 8 yards up to the 33. The numbers on the ground for Gainwell last week. 14 carries, 55 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. But they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Off play action, Pickett. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Big Ndamukong Suh, one of the league's best for a long time, getting a sack there. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition, Charles. You and I were talking about it pregame. Just signed as a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove, because any guy who's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him, so he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
This is taken at the 23. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. Former Heisman winner leading them out, the 2-time Pro Bowler in his first 3 seasons, the electric Kyler Murray.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top-notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Dancing to his left. Again, it's Cooper as he makes the catch. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Amari Cooper, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Texans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stump it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Corey Bojorquez to punt this thing away. This is taken at about the 14. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And as these guys interplay in Week 17, we know one thing. They are playoff bound, but they want to win that division title. They told us that is a goal that's been posted in their locker room since day one. They've got the chance to control their own destiny.
And there's nothing more powerful than saying that you won the division, because I know from building a team, when I talk with all the GMs and the player personnel directors, they always talk about, to get to the playoffs in the NFL, you have to have a team that's constructed to win your division. Beat those teams first. That's your #1 path to getting there, and they can get that done in this game.
Now here's a throw that's complete, and he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. A first down carry by Elliott. Down inside the 40. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5, and it was the visiting Texans who came away with a victory. So they'll look to take the season series if they can win here in Houston. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Pickett's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Ndamukong Suh. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll check this one down to Gainwell. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 10. Oh, he nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On play action, it's Murray. Out to his left. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Now Murray. Flushed out right. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And he fires one incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. To throw is Murray. Steps away. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Patterson. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Cordero Patterson. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. And the Texans will take over possession here up at the 44. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now Murray off play action. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Murray now to throw. On the move to his left. Open man there is Patterson, complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Murray now. That is caught by Thielen. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Murray. Rolling to his left. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Kyler Murray in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans continue to pull away here in this first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy Week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And they've just gone to halftime with the Giants out on top. Davis Mills, the Stanford man, with 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Joe Burrow, over 400 yards passing with 3 touchdown passes as well. In the game you're watching, it was the former #1 overall selection, Kyler Murray, who put on an absolute show. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and he has run for another. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And right now they're in that #2 spot. They would love to hold on to that, but obviously first things first. They want to clinch the division.
And that's what everyone plays for. Win your division first, guarantees you a spot in the playoffs, but still a nice spot to be in. Not as good as it was when the #2 seed meant a first-round bye. That's all changed with the new playoff system. But
looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Pickett. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
They find some open field here. Touchdown, Houston. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Jaguars getting set to go. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On second down, Gainwell looking for space. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Going on the ground with Homer. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Pickett will look to pass it. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The Texans here on third down putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now Pickett. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Pickett right back to the air again. Open man is Osborne. He's got him. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 1st and 10, here's Pickett. Throw caught there by Osborne. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. From back at the 8 now after the false start, another try at 1st and goal. They'll throw again with Pickett. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Looking to throw, Pickett. But this one complete to Doolin. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal. Pickett back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And his kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Murray now on first down, out to his left. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
75 yards on the ground for him so far. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play fake. Murray. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Play action. Now it's Murray. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat. Pickett now on first down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Pickett. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Pickett to throw on first down. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Pickett will look to throw it here. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Marcus Golden make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. This is fielded inside the 5. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead and the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps.
He's got a man complete. Past the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game. Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Houston, the win will be